Okay, you guys. This is from Scientology, Church of Scientology, Tampa Bay. What goes on in a Scientology church? This should be great. Scientology churches, allegedly, are vibrant centers of activity. Oh yeah, child labor, human trafficking, in my opinion. Each church of Scientology provides numerous religious service. Courses, cha-ching, books, cha-ching, auditing, cha-ching, that's done, given by children, asking adults sexual questions, or asking other children sexual questions. Isn't that wonderful? Provides numerous religious services and materials through which individuals may pursue their studies of Scientology. Well, what kind of church do you have to study? I mean, is this college? You guys, is this college? Oh, wait, they don't like the children or the adults to get education. They're not into that. Because then people would wake up. The following offers a glimpse inside a Church of Scientology. No thanks. Public Information Center. In the public information area, a series of multimedia presentations, because, we can't use internet, can't use the internet. Provide answers, lies, in my opinion, to fundamental questions. Oh, wait, that's the only time you guys can ask questions. That's the only one and only time that the raw meat person or the child in Scientology can ask a question. The only time. About Scientology. The church's community activities, what was the one that they just did in California? Well, they're really hitting a lot of children's events. Faith in Blue, which they push the drug-free world, which the Popo are all fine with that. Always having the rides with children and the tents and all that to lure children in. And social betterment programs. Really? Do the social betterment programs include children scrubbing toilets and being in ethics? Or eating beans and rice for 2 weeks straight? Inquiring MF minds want to know. Visitors, raw meat, are welcome to explore at their own pace. Right. Is that where you guys lock people in the room until they buy a book? Which is false imprisonment, but, LAPD and all these various police organizations are, false imprisonment, no big deal. And we all know what some of those folks are doing. Are welcome to explore at their own pace. I don't believe that. And learn for themselves. Right. About Dianetics, Scientology, and the church's outreach activities. The outreach activities like the lady who's going to Mexico to try to save all the children allegedly in organized crime, right? Because, more than likely they need more Child Sea Org members. Testing. Among the introductory services, at a cost, offered in every Scientology church. It's not a church in every country. Just so we're clear on that one. Because they kind of it's like what do you call it? Jello or something, like, depending on where they're at, they call themselves a business, and then one country, they call themselves a church, and, it's always changing. In every Scientology church is free testing. Well, let's see. Where to begin? The personality test where, what is that Oxford, what is it called? Oxford something. Which, from what I understand, is not even a certified or accredited organization for any kind of tests. With the results, an individual can learn about themselves. Where they tell every person that walks in how fucked up they are, and, who is the gal, the young student with the last name Kahlo? Her father was I believe, a senator or a politician. Yeah, she went and she just jumped off the building after she took the free personality test. Just to name one. Where an individual can learn about themselves and areas in which they could improve. Why do they need improving? Is this the inversion? While in answer, the church provides an array of introductory courses. What's that, the communication course? Isn't that like one of the first ones that they bait people with? It doesn't cost a lot, of course, in the beginning. It's the only way they can lure people in. Almost like it was built intentionally for that. And allegedly it was just L. Ron Hubbard that did all this. Right. Not Aleister Crowley, but L. Ron Hubbard, whom was a member of the Lema as well as the OTO. Must be coincidence. Because, little boys are the stuff. While in answer, the church provides an array of introductory courses to assist individuals. Notice they don't say children. They never do they? Like, in other words, it's like, to me, that's lies by omission. They never want to say the word child. Every once in a while they do, but they love to omit it. Apparently the LAPD likes to omit children and child as well, because they're all on board with all of this. To assist individuals, like kids, to improve their lives and better conditions. Yeah, you guys, better conditions where children sleep in bunks 6 high, and most often they put the young ones all the way at the top, which I'm pretty sure a little one, a small child, might not make it if they fell off that tall bunk. Don't you guys think? The urine-soaked bunk beds, better conditions, right? It's free for me to have an opinion. It's free for me to ask questions. Because on the outside world that you call a racial slur, it's okay to ask questions. I mean, you guys know sometimes, because, last 5 years. You guys know there's a reason I don't watch the news. Auditing. Pastoral counseling. Let's see where they talk about the 12-year-old auditors. Let's see, you guys. I'm not seeing. We have 12-year-olds working 18-hour days, asking grown men, adults, and women sexual questions. Do you guys see it? I don't see it. Auditing, from the Latin audare, means to hear or listen. Oh, way to go deep. Is a name given to a range of Scientology procedures. Procedures, you guys. As if they're like medical or, something woo-woo. Intended to help people, like kids, become aware of their spiritual nature. Where they tell 3-year-olds that they're an adult in a small body and that they need to just figure things out. If they need to do a job, like run a forklift or, move boulders, pull weeds, do construction, where they don't follow any of the codes either, but and more able in life, because they don't believe in disabled people. Nah. Even though clearly LRH had some serious disabilities. That's pretty obvious. Auditing can be ministered. Ministered, you guys. Ooh, ministered. To a group. Ooh. Like on Meetup? Like on Discord? Like on Instagram? Facebook? Like there? Auditing can be ministered to a group such as a Scientology Sunday service. Aww. From a place that doesn't even believe in an entity called God at all. Or to an individual on a one-to-one basis. I think that's supposed to be one-on-one. A person can also minister. They can minister everyone. I guess, what's his name? Slow White must be all okay with that. Because I'm kind of thinking Slow White might be a Scientologist. I'm just saying. Administer certain auditing to himself. Great. Notice they don't talk about the money here at all. Weird. All Scientology churches have rooms designated for auditing. Yeah, those are the rooms where the little kids get locked up and they can't move. They're not allowed to leave the auditing until the needle floats. And often the children are made to sit still for hours at a time. All against the law, but laws. Apparently that weirdo cop that chased Lara FM, he's on board with that. That dude needs a psychiatric evaluation, in my opinion. In my opinion. Training. L. Ron Hubbard's written and spoken words comprise the scripture. Ooh, the scripture, everyone. Ooh, the scripture of the Scientology religion. Ooh, the one where all kinds of mind control techniques are used, almost like there was some other hand utilizing LRH as a puppet. Huh. Through Scientology training, like the 3-year-olds that have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. One learns to apply Scientology teachings to help others. Notice they don't say policies. Why don't they say policies, you guys? Are they scared to say policies? Policy, policy, policy. Policy, policy, policy. Policy, policy, policy. Policy, policy, policy. Follow the yellow brick road. It is a doctrine, of the religion that 50% of the spiritual advancement to be had in Scientology comes from the study and application of the scripture. Scientologists study L. Ron Hubbard's books, lectures, films, and other written materials in rooms especially set up for this study. Yeah, those are the same rooms that the little children get locked up in. False imprisonment, but Scientologists at all levels, like OT1, OT2, OT3, OT4, before they learn about Xenu, or I'm mocking up my own reactive mind, isn't that OT3? Scientology principles by progressing step by step at their own rate. Oh, please. They're getting hounded every day of their lives to purchase more courses, to purchase more books. In fact, oftentimes they lock up the adults in rooms until they bring out their credit card or their checkbook and pay them a lot of money, which I would think is also illegal, but unlawfulness and all. The check sheet provides a sequential guide, not a sec check, you guys, a guide to learning a subject, like sec checks and like knowledge reports, like the not cease. Check sheets containing reading assignments, drills. Oh, drills, you guys. Huh. Like they do in the MK Ultra programs? Weird. And practical applications to ensure students, like kids, not only know the theory, but can apply the material. Huh. Studying the works of L. Ron Hubbard and training to minister to others like children is not only a regular part of life for Scientologists, it is a vital component to their spiritual progress. Technical training films, like the one Lara and Ashley and Matt rated the other day. Like that one. In the outside world, that would be called propaganda, but it's my opinion. In addition to L. Ron Hubbard's writings and lectures, allegedly, his technical training films also comprise an important part of the scripture of the Scientology religion and are studied by Scientologists, like kids, as part of their spiritual progress at a cost. At a cost of their souls, signing the billion-year contracts, as well as every penny they ever earned in their life. L. Ron Hubbard scripted 84 films on various aspects of the Scientology religion. Narcissist much? From introductory to advanced. Ooh. Several of his lectures were also filmed, and these two are available for viewing in churches. Normal people don't talk like this. And they're all copyrighted, by the way. Scientology religious services. Ooh, services, everyone. And ceremonies. Like a ritual? Within all Scientology churches is a chapel for religious services and ceremonies. Ooh, let the rituals begin. Every Sunday, they're trying so hard. The chaplain, the ecclesiastical leaders that always help to hide child SA. Those ones. The chaplain conducts religious services that are open to everyone. They're open to everyone, everybody. Even though they don't allow their parishioners, their churchgoers, their workers, their kids to talk to other people. For someone new to Scientology, raw meat, this is an opportunity to gain an introduction to the religion and take a first step forward, improving spiritual awareness. Your thetans. What else do they teach? Do a locational when your child is crying. That's actually to break the mother-child bond, but I digress. That's just one thing they do. For a Scientologist, it provides the chance, everyone, to gain new insights and reaffirm Scientology religious principles in communal worship. I mean, just listen to that. Ugh. Similar to those in any religion, Scientology also has wedding, naming, and funeral ceremonies. Yeah, the ones where you go to the funeral and nobody's allowed to cry. Or how about the funerals that the family members are not allowed to go to if they're not Scientologists? Yeah, how about that? I got answers for that one, but I can't say it on YouTube. I'd love to, though. All included distinctly Scientological awareness and affirmation of individuals as spiritual beings. Like children in adult bodies. made to do child labor, that like that. Friday night graduations, that's mostly kids, but some adults, are another Scientology tradition. It's a tradition, everyone. I wonder if they invite LAPD to have a nice dinner with them. Apparently LAPD likes to get some good meals over there. It's a word on the curb. A time when church staff and parishioners assemble everybody to acknowledge those who have completed, those like children. You see what I mean, you guys? Have completed auditing or training steps in the previous week. Ooh. At other times, one might enter the chapel. Boy, they're pushing it hard, you guys. Makes one to puke. And find a group listening to a recorded lecture by L. Ron Hubbard, a congressional meeting and open house for parishioners and members of the local community. I don't want to even use his voice. Makes me sick. Or an interfaith services or meeting. In short, the chapel serves as a communal gathering place for a variety of functions. Like child labor, like kids cleaning hotels, like kids cleaning the toilets, like kids laying bricks, like kids doing renovations on the ant base and all these other places like that, where the parents just freely give their kids up, to let all the pedophiles, have access to them, just like that. Community and social betterment programs. Every Church of Scientology, is a central point from which the church's many community and social betterment activities are coordinated. Like child labor, human trafficking. The church and its members, this is my opinion, are committed to helping others and so provide assistance through a wide range of activities. I mean, look at it's just so it's so generic. Do they have AI write this? These programs include anti-drug campaigns, what is it called? Something for a drug-free world. A drug-free world that the LAPD and Faith in Blue push real hard. Narcanon. And human rights education initiatives. Can you guys imagine the absolute audacity? The audacity. And I'm sure a lot of the Scientologists do think they're doing some good works. I'm sure. As well as social betterment programs. Notice they don't name them. Utilizing L. Ron Hubbard's technologies for drug rehabilitation. Can you imagine this? The biggest drug addict in the world? And Jesse Prince, in his book, explained that Hubbard was a big alcoholic as well. So was Broker, Annie and Pat Broker, big-time alcoholics. Giving out health advice. Literacy. Well, that's a good place to get kids, isn't it? Criminal reform. Criminon, that's where they go into the prisons. Do you guys think it's an accident that all these prisons and all these places, jails and that they go into, that it's an accident that they allow Scientology to go in there? Come on, you guys. Wakey, wakey. It's harrowing. L. Ron Hubbard's technologies, criminal reform and morality. Can you imagine morality, you guys? Giving children ethics handlings. That's morality. Making 2- and 3-year-olds do locationals when they're crying. Pointing to things. Just making the child realize that when they cry, their parent's not going to help them. Which breaks my heart every time I think about that. Through the Scientology Volunteer Minister Program. It's Youth for Human Rights. What's the other one? Volunteer ministries, actually. Parishioners, parishioners. Well, they do like to call them workers, but, they never know what they are. It's crazy. Nobody can make up their mind. You got parishioners, you got staff members, you've got the Sea Org members, you got cadets. Nobody can make up their mind what they are. But we know that you're not allowed to call a girl or a woman ma'am, miss, or madame. We know that. Because why not take the woman's identity completely away? Kind of like what we're seeing now, but what do I know? Parishioners offer relief in times of disaster. Yeah, that's great. They go out to places where there's hurricanes and earthquakes and all that and give them the Way to Happiness booklet. Where, if you can imagine, LRH, the frickin' degenerate, was giving advice on how to brush your teeth. Black tooth that he is. That's going to help when your electricity's out. You can't find your dog because there was a flood. You don't know where your relatives are, but give them the Way to Happiness booklet. Churches also serve as central meeting places for parishioners, like children, and like-minded community groups. You notice they don't name them. With whom Scientologists partner. You may as well just say with whom Scientologists pay. Let's just keep it real. It's my opinion. My opinion. My opinion. Okay, I will leave that link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.